Hi everyone, thanks for joining us for our How to Use Cyber Civics for Distance Learning webinar today. Um, let's see if I can get to the next screen and tell you a little bit about who we are. So I'm delivering the presentation today. I'm Diana Graber. I'm the founder of Cyber Civics, which is the digital literacy program we'll talk about in a minute. I'm also the author of Raising Humans in a Digital World, helping kids build a healthy relationship with technology. The book tells you about cyber civics, so if you're interested in taking a deep dive in the curriculum, I urge you to go to Amazon and check it out. And then finally, I'm the co-founder of CyberWise. Our tagline is No Grown Up Left Behind, and it's our website full of information for teacher and parents. So if you want to not get left behind, we urge you to check that out. Also on our team is Arius Collins. She's our community manager. So if you check out any of our great tweets or Facebook posts or Instagram posts, she's all over the place sharing wonderful information for parents on the digital life of their kids. And then finally, Peter Kelly is our outreach director. He works with the schools enrolled in Cyber Civics. So Cyber Civics is our middle school digital literacy program. It spans more or less the 3 or 4 years of middle school with 3 different levels. It's designed to be taught hopefully once a week. The lessons are about 50 minutes to an hour long. It scaffolds really important skills, starting with level 1, which is digital citizenship. This is learning how to be a safe and responsible user of technology. Really important skills, everything from cyberbullying, your digital reputation, really the foundational knowledge of understanding how to be a good digital citizen. It's followed by level 2, which more or less aligns with 7th grade. Level 2 is called information literacy, and it teaches kids how to use the internet as a wonderful information source. So we teach them how to search the web, how to construct search queries. We talk about filter bubbles. We talk about copyright, fair use, using Wikipedia, super rich, deep year. And then finally, we finish with level 3, which is media literacy for positive participation. And that's teaching students how to use their critical thinking skills to analyze media messages. So important today. We cover media misrepresentation. We cover fake news. We talk about how to recognize media stereotypes, visual literacy, all the things they need in order to be really positive, productive producers of information in the digital world. So the way that Cyber Civics design it really scaffolds skills so that these kids start from the very basics and eventually learn how it all integrates together, which is really important when it comes to digital skills. All right, so originally we designed the curriculum, well, it still is completely turnkey, delivered to teachers online, so that teachers simply download the lessons off of our portal that I'll show you in a minute and deliver them live in the classroom. And this allows time for students to have interaction, collaboration, and discussion about the really complex topics of online life. So like many of you, last March, all of a sudden we were sent home to do this virtually. And so we started to ask ourselves, how do we do this remotely while keeping the best parts of the curriculum, which are their hands-on activities and elements, and also the collaboration and keeping all that intact. We realized that that was really important, and so we really tried to work hard on making that happen through the way we deliver the lessons. As an aside, the 3 of us that work at Cyber Civics also teach the curriculum at Journey School in Southern California. And so what we discovered, not only through our own experience, but by reading the research, is kids really need to see and interact with their peers. This is so important today. Especially, a lot of these kids are home and not interacting physically with their peers, and really how a kid becomes an adult is because, especially at the middle school level, it's their job to detach from their family of origin and to connect with their peers to figure out who they are and what they like. And we want to make sure that we offer opportunities for kids to do this. And even the research regarding screen time in kids shows that even for our very youngest of kids, video conferencing, Zooming, that kind of thing is really healthy for kids because largely they're doing it with people they know, and it allows them that time to collaborate. So that's super important. The other thing, the whole purpose of Cyber Civics is to teach kids how to use technology in positive and productive ways. And so there's not a better way to do that than to show them how you do it to deliver education. And then finally, technology can't replace great teaching, but it can be used in its service. And I hope to show you how when I show you the curriculum. So I'm going to go out of my Prezi here and go into our actual portal. So what you see on your screen is what teachers see when they subscribe to Cyber Civics. So when someone subscribes to Cyber Civics, any teacher at that school can open a private account. This is the landing page. But when you go into it here, what you're going to see is their curriculum. So this is the curriculum for level 1, which is the digital citizenship year. As you move through the curriculum, these orange balls fill in, indicating where you left off. So every time you go into your portal, you can go right back to your next lesson. So I'm going to show you some of the important elements that we changed this year. We have this getting started guide for teachers. Super easy to read, super short. All of these again are PDFs. So if you go here in the corner and just click that, it's going to make it small and allow you to actually download the PDF if you prefer to see it that way. Some of our teachers just read it in the portal. Again, these are super short. But it tells you what Cyber Civics is. It describes the curriculum. It tells you how to teach it in school. Really easy. 1 paragraph. Super turnkey. The important part, though, you'll find on page 2. And this is what a lot of our schools are using this year. So a couple things. We decided this year, with so many parents at home with kids online more than ever, and they needed to do something about that in addition to teaching them really important skills. We made this available for at-home use. And so in that case, there's a parent guide that follows that I'm going to show you in a moment. For teachers, we have 2 options for you. And number 1 is really our recommendation. It's the way we do it. To use a video conferencing tool like Zoom, what we're using now, or Google Meet, or something like that to introduce the lesson. And the lessons are really easy to introduce. When you look at the lesson plan that I'll show you in a moment, it's actually a step-by-step guide telling you what to say to the kids. And what we've discovered, and through the research we learned, that right now kids, especially in middle school, their attention span on things like Zoom is really short. Like you've got them for 10 to 15 minutes and then you lose them. Our lessons take about that long to introduce. And so if you follow the script, super easy to introduce it through one of these tools. If you're uncomfortable with that, a second way to do this, it's how I did it last year with my 6th graders, is you can record yourself delivering the lesson. I just used QuickTime on my Mac and made a little video, uploaded it to Google Classroom, and the child could watch it at their convenience with their parent if they wanted to. The second thing to do is, because we want to keep that collaboration intact, really encourage you to use the breakout feature in Zoom. Google Meet now has the same thing, but they can do this to discuss the topic that you just introduced or to work together with their peers. This is an essential component of Cyber Civics, so I really urge you to do it. I'm going to share a video with you in a moment that shows you how to do this easily. And then finally, new to the curriculum this year is we have these fillable PDF forms that the student can download. You can download, upload it to Google Classroom, deliver it via email. We're going to make a portal especially for students so they can access these forms, but it's where they do the work independently at home. And then finally, if that doesn't appeal to you, option 2 is to let the parents do this work. As a subscriber of Cyber Civics, your school gets access to the little units that you can send home to parents, along with the parent guide that teaches them how to do this at home. So I'm going to show that to you next. Again, if you go through the curriculum portal, hit next, it shows you the next thing, which is our parent guide for teaching Cyber Civics at home. So this is really easy. Again, it just tells the parents what Cyber Civics is, what the curriculum is. And then what we've done is we've broken down every single unit, every single lesson with a little guide for the parent to know what to say or how to do it at home. Super easy. If there's a video that aligns with the lesson, all of our videos are uploaded to YouTube. We have a YouTube channel. They can find the video there and watch it together with their children. But again, super easy parent guide that tells them how to deliver Cyber Civics at home, lesson by lesson. The other thing I want to point out to you here in just our resources is our standards alignment. This is new this year. We hired EdGate, which is a correlation service, to align us with the educational standards, and what we discovered is that we aligned really well. So Cyber Civics basically covers your language arts requirements for 5th, 6th, and 7th grade. And so this actually goes through every lesson, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, sorry, forgot about that grade, and shows you what standards you're covering. It also, we also aligned it with the SEL standards, social emotional learning standards by CASEL, and the tech standards. So in essence, you know, what that means is that when you're teaching Cyber Civics, you're not just teaching important digital literacy skills, but you're covering the English language arts skills and the social emotional learning skills that your children will need in middle school. All right, so finally, in order to demonstrate how to do this at home, I'm going to show you one of our units, and I'm going to start with your digital reputation unit, which is really important one. This helps kids understand that everything they post online stays online forever, and it impacts their future. So like every unit in Cyber Civics, it starts with a teacher guide. These are never more than 1 or 2 pages, just the essential information that you need to know in order to deliver that topic. In this case, we send you to our digital reputation hub at CyberWise, which has deeper information if you really want to take deep dive into your digital reputation. But super easy for teachers to just quickly read this and understand the lessons that follow. And then behind that, you'll find our send home letter to parents. These are activities that align with every lesson that you will teach in this unit that parent and child can do together at home. So then you'll see, I'm going to show you lesson 7. So when there's a lesson, you'll see the lesson plan first. If there's a video, you'll see that second, and then you'll see the downloadable forms third. They all start with lesson 7, so you know that's a little bundle that goes together. So this is a lesson that teaches kids how to manage their digital reputation. In this case, you have them looking at a couple potential candidates that they're going to decide who to give a full scholarship to. And the way this works for the teacher is you just read the little introduction. There's our standards alignment. It tells you what your learning objectives are, and then it literally gives you a script to introduce the lesson. It tells you what to do to introduce it. It gives you the steps on how to talk to them about the topics in this lesson. In this case, there is a video. So what you would do is hit next, and you can actually play this for the student. If you use Zoom or any video conferencing tool, you can play it directly in the portal, just like this.
We all have to admit, the internet is pretty cool. It provides a lot of opportunity.
So all of our videos are really short. They're only about 2 or 3 minutes long. They're all kid-friendly, and they're all on YouTube. So super easy to use that. After you show the video, go back to your script. I think we left off on number 2. So you want to just keep going through your script here. Ask students to imagine they are college admissions officers. Explain that these are people who review college applications to decide who to let into their schools. In this case, they will be pretending to decide which one applicant will be the lucky recipient of a full athletic scholarship, which means their entire tuition will be paid. This will be based on that student's digital reputation. So this is where you turn the work over to your students, and we've made that easy for you. So the next element you'll see in your portal is our I said it was after the video. So after the video is you'll see their PDF. So again, I'm going to go to your smaller screen here. This is what you provide the students. So this actually is all the digital background check data that we collected on each candidate. Your student's job will be to analyze this and to decide based on their digital background if that student is worthy of getting a full athletic scholarship to their college. I'll give you a little background hint. The answer is no, because there's stuff in here that will make you question whether or not this person's reputation is good enough for your college. So what will happen here is the student will analyze the data, and the very last page is their fillable form. So what they can do is just write their name in here, answer the questions, and send this form back to you, and voila, their work is done. So there you have it. That's how you would do a lesson. The next lesson, same thing. There is your outline of the lesson plan, telling you how to introduce it, followed by the work, which is, in this case, they read a couple stories and they answer debate questions, and they do the fillable form. So super easy this year. Again, all of these forms will soon be in its own portal, but in the meantime, if you use your own school's portal, you can download them, upload them to Google Classroom, whatever you use, and or email them home to the students. One last thing I wanted to show you in this first level curriculum is, actually, I'm going to go out of order this year, and I am going to start with this lesson here, which is how to communicate online. I think this is really important because your kids are going to be communicating more than ever online this year, including communicating through video conferencing tools. So we updated this lesson this year to include not just how to communicate via email and text, but super important this year, we added a section here on how to communicate via Zoom, Google Meet, Skype, or any other visual platforms for schoolwork. And I learned this last year teaching my own students, do be on time, sit up straight, look at your camera, listen closely, raise your hand to speak, mute when not speaking, think about your background, remember your digital reputation, and then don't make silly faces, don't leave your microphone on when not speaking, don't walk around, leave the frame, don't have a distracting background, play games or text. That happened a lot to me last year, so I added that. Or forget your digital reputation, because remember, even when you're Skyping or Zooming, someone could take a screenshot and share it elsewhere. So everything you do online stays online forever, and that's what we always circle back to through these lessons. All right, so I'm going to go back quickly to my other presentation. Bear with me here. So this is where we left off. But I want to give you some resources to help you do this at home or do this with your own students. And we put a lot of stuff out there on our websites. We write for other publications. And so anything pertaining to delivering cyber civics remotely, we just put on our Facebook group. This is the URL right there, but we have a group on Facebook that's just for teachers. And so anything I'm going to show you right now is posted on this Facebook group. So super easy for you to access it. And what you'll find there are a couple resources that we have out right now. We have a teaching and learning resource guide on the Cyber Civics website that is updated literally daily. There is so much free information out there for teachers right now on how to use these tools, on lesson plans, etc. So we aggregate them and put them on our website for you. I wrote an article for Psychology Today on 5 reasons to be optimistic about digital learning if you're feeling a little blue about having to do this. And finally, I really urge you to read a great blog post that Arius wrote. She taught one of our lessons remotely to her 6th graders last year, and these are her reflections on it, and it's a really beautiful article. The other thing you'll find posted on the Facebook group is a great resource guide for using Google Meet 101 for teachers. I actually just attended their webinar earlier this week and discovered that Google Meet has really upgraded, and they've copied a lot of the features that I loved at Zoom. So it's a really great way now to teach collaboratively with your students online, and it interacts directly with Google Classroom. And then, as I mentioned earlier, I'm a big fan of the breakout rooms in Zoom, and we found a wonderful video for you. Super short, teaches you how to use the breakout rooms in order to get your students to collaborate. So that's it for today. I know I did that really fast, but I know you guys are busy, so hopefully I covered the key points. Please know that we're happy to answer your questions directly. So if you do have any questions, feel free to contact us at support@cybercivics.com. Again, it's support@cybercivics.com. And that's it for today. Thank you so much, and I look forward to hearing from you.